dark. Alrighty. Is this not my car anymore? Okay.
Did you lose it?
Um, right now we're pretty much just trying to figure out if we're going to classify it as a mental illness case or a regular case. Oh, Jesus! You know,
I think you just abandoned out of a car.
right there. All right.
I've seen it.
Saw it first here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, everybody, make sure you are fed and watered before we go
I'm
in
a
here.
dog.
Yes, like you're a dog. If you need food or water, let me know.
I need money.
No. Well, we should be able to hear you. There is a. Is it Z? No. How do you change your range again?
The
Cobra?
thing above the tab button. Squiggly line.
No, that's not that. No, change the range from like shouting to.
Yeah, the squiggly line button for me.
That does not do it for me. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Find it.
Either way. If we don't hear him, we'll just have to let him know and he can join the Discord call.
This squawk call.
But he should be on normal, so we should be able to hear him a little ways away.
Nah, he should be yelling.
I think, yeah, we're in courtroom 2. I think is where we're supposed to be.
That's what I was told.
If you give me a second, probably want to file in here and over there. Give me a second. I need to go let the judge know that we're ready. Knock, knock.
Come in.
Sit on the bench.
Your Honor, we're ready for you.
Okay, on my way.
Thank you, sir. All rise for the Honorable Judge Gibson.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
All right. Y'all may have to move forward so that y'all can hear him.
All right, in the case of LSPD versus...
Nope,
He
we
is
have
still
to
very
scoot.
quiet.
Here, come on. All right.
I'll just go over here.
Oh, jeez.
Is he talking?
He was. Give me a second. Let me see about key binding. Jesus.
Hi. How's it going?
What's up?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh. Mine is F11.
What the fuck is yours F11?
Oh, fucking I know.
Isn't
Oh,
F11 your...
shit. Sorry.
Well, so much for being in my uniform.
No, I see officer on officer violence here. That means there going to be more than one court case.
I know, in a courtroom too.
Did anybody else's lights change?
Sometimes they do dim and come on.
That's really weird. All right, Judge, we're ready.
Is this all? Where's Fox?
From from what I understand, Your Honor, he is running a little late. I think he's having bodily function issues.
Okay, should I adjourn until he is here, or should we proceed?
He is on the way. I believe he said that he's going to be a few minutes. I told him that you'd probably have questions for other people before you got to him.
Okay, well, from the looks of this, Officer Gray is the actual officer that pulled him over.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Okay. What did he do for you to want to take him over?
I watched him pull a pedestrian out of their vehicle and then also make an illegal U-turn all in the middle of the highway, so I initiated the traffic stop.
So he just blatantly stole the vehicle, right?
Yes.
Okay, wait just a second.
Change that to like F7. Oh, quick. There, now it's all around. Oh no, it'll change once you can actually hear us again.
Okay.
All right. Your Honor, Officer Fox is here.
All right, so after pulling the suspect to the curb, what was your initial actions taken?
After I pulled him over, I got out, asked him for his license registrations. He gave me a false name for the license. He also didn't have any registration, and the car wasn't even in his name, even though he claimed it was. And then he finally gave me his actual license name, and he had no license. So he didn't even have a license to be actually driving the motor vehicle or anything.
So the driver without the license, whether restricted or revoked, stole the vehicle, false identification, and all the way up to this point, he seemed quite coherent.
He seemed perfectly fine, didn't have any issues with him at all.
Okay. And then Fox showed up as a backup to you.
Yes, he showed up as a secondary for me.
So Lieutenant Fox was literally just basically a witness.
Yes.
Okay. What about Smith?
I was proceeding down the road, happened to see the traffic stop, and actually stopped initially as just to kind of push traffic off of the accident so that the officers had their room to move around the scene.
Okay, so who was acting supervisor on the scene?
The acting supervisor would have probably been me or Fox, as we are the same rank. The marshal was the officer in charge at the time, just because he was the first one on scene.
Okay. So all the way up to this point, he had been coherent. So when exactly did he start having amnesia?
He started pretty much having amnesia right after Smith showed up, and he would keep saying he didn't know who he was, asking how we got his ID, even though he gave it to us. But this all happened right after Smith showed up.
Okay, so most likely an addict.
Yeah.
Okay, and did we ever get any kind of a medical evaluation?
We tried to schedule, but it just wasn't able to be done. I've watched the footage myself and have been able to determine that there is no medical issues going on with him.
Okay, and who's speaking to me right now? I think he's kind of a
Oh, sorry, Miss Amy Adams, Chief of Medical.
Okay, okay. All right. And where is our suspect now? Because I see that he got released on a COR, conditional release of his own guidance. So where's he?
From what I understand, he either refused to be here or is currently in a coma.
Regardless, there's going to be a bench warrant.
Okay.
It's court. I don't care who you work. You got to be in court. And what did y'all's initial 100% charges? Because y'all running against him right now.
Give me just a second, Your Honor, and I will pull out the paperwork for that. Driving without a license and Grand Theft Auto times 2. At this wasn't the first car that we know that he stole. He also stole an emergency vehicle from one of the medical personnel. Miss Melissa Gibson had her car stolen from him once before.
Okay. So, and who witnessed that theft? Because I think that's a document on the text.
That theft had happened earlier on in the night. We actually had a bolo looking out for the description of the subject. We later on determined that the description matched the subject or matched the person that we actually had pulled over.
So that just seems circumstantial without an actual eyewitness.
Correct.
So
Correct.
you can only charge him with one Grand Theft Auto.
All right.
So we do have an eyewitness.
That's where you would speak up and say, "No, Your Honor, I saw it."
No, Your Honor. I saw him steal my emergency vehicle.
Okay, and who's speaking to me now? I barely hear you.
Give
Do you
us
mind
a-
speaking up?
Now, can you hear me?
One minute, Your Honor. I'm trying to help her with her voice box.
Okay, patience. It's not
Which one?
a strong suit.
You need a green tea or something? Sure, I can get one real quick.
We're working her front lozenge.
Oh, yeah, alright.
It's not touchscreen.
I think you can just press F11 and now.
Your Honor. Melissa Gibson speaking. I was a what was it?
An
Eyewitness to him stealing my emergency vehicle. He got in it and drove on down the street.
Okay, well, as per your regulations, when you were hired, is it not required for your vehicle to be locked at all times?
Yes.
Was it locked at the time?
No, because I just got out of it, was turning around to lock it, and he took off in it.
Did he push you out of the way? Any kind of physical?
Not that I'm aware of.
So, Well, we do have a Grand Theft Auto B second vehicle by witness. Did you ever recover, sir?
Yes, sir, we did.
Did you get fingerprints?
Yes, sir, we did. Um, we were not able to match fingerprints because as soon as subject was jailed, he went into a coma. I have been told that he might have lived another life in a mind thought, as it were.
I don't live in that life. I live in this life, and he's not here.
Yes, sir.
Not to mention the countless fingerprints on the ambulance itself, because the paramedics
So
found
it means that we cannot actually rule him as mentally,
Incompetent.
incompetent today. We are going to have to charge this as full-out criminal.
Okay.
Definitely need to get some more paperwork in order.
Yes, sir. Did you want me to issue a bolo for that particular person?
That is absolutely what I'm going to do.
Okay.
There's going to be a warrant, and then I want in there as a condition of no parole
Okay.
or able to get it.
All right.
If we cannot make contact with him within the next week to month, then I may hand that. Say, probably 10 years a day to be added to his sentence.
Okay. So yeah.
And if he is not at all come back to the city, then we will at that point ban him from our city.
Yes, sir. We as Sky people were going to discuss that in a directly after this.
But I mean, as far as this hearing goes, I think we went as far as we can.
Okay.
I cannot exactly give an order on it because, well, there's nobody to judge.
All right. So are we wanting to essentially jail him for 120 months? That'd be the equivalent of, 12 months for a year times 10 years, 120 months.
I would actually like to make it a little longer myself, but I would agree with your sentencing. I mean, that would still be fair for this hearing.
Okay.
Until we can actually get him in this room with us to argue or plead his case, that is a good start.
Okay.
So with that being said, court is adjourned. I will see y'all back here in 2 months' time.
You want to do 2 months? How about next week? Yep. So next Sunday at 4?
Okay.
That should give us plenty of time to make contact with said person, if that's okay with you, Your Honor.
Yeah, if he's not able to be tracked down, we will let them.
All right. All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all are all excused.
Judge, you're needed in courtroom 1. Across the hall.
Just go back with it.
All right. If you guys are not admins, feel free to sit along the back. This is going to be admin type deal.
Just wait in the lobby.
Yep. Dude, I love these new inmates.
Yep.
Why are we in a courtroom? Shouldn't we be in a conference room?
Just for the general purposes of if anybody else wanted to stand and listen to what was going on, that would be fine. So with everything going on, we were already probably going to ban him for RP abandonment, or at least kill off his character. That way, if he came in, he at least had to start over. Yes. Just for RP abandonment, do we want to wait until the next hearing next Sunday before we determine that?
RP abandonment to me? That is already he's already determined that that's the case. I think as far as deleting the character would be where I would start. I mean, this is my opinion. Y'all can weigh in whenever. Um, I would delete that character to where he has to start over, but when or if he comes back, he would be on a probationary period where he cannot do any serious jobs, and he has to earn his cars, his money, his way back up.
Okay. Uh, so are we in like determination like we want to delete the character would be where we start? Thoughts? Cobra?
I'm gonna say if he doesn't like contact us back in like next week, it's done. He's made up his mind. He doesn't want to be here.
All right, I agree with that.
Cobra, you agree?
Yeah.
All right, so we wait till
Scratch my balls.
next.
The next hearing,
Yeah.
and then I can make a judgment on it. Yes.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that, and then if he doesn't show up by that point, I guess we'll ban him.
We can do a meeting before the hearing, where I want all of y'all in the judge's quarters at, let's say, 3:45.
I can do that. That
And
works.
then we can actually just go ahead and determine
What's gonna
ending it.
happen?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Are you? By the way, there's a shitty note too. But all right, cool.
Hope he died. Shit on him.
All right, cool. All right. Yep. Now they're crawling around on the floor. All right. Thanks, guys.
I can do Will. Oh my god, I can do Will.
Oh my god. All right, we're good.
Alrighty.
I guess I can quit shouting now. So if you guys don't know, if you are on shouting and someone else is not, they can hear you, but you can't hear them.
Oh, I'm aware of it.
We lost Melissa.